Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and we have another strange one here. So this car, while driving and actually going to a slow speed, let's say around 5, even below 5 miles per hour, but somewhere in that range, 5 to 10 miles an hour, but going below that, when you're slowing down, this car will kick out of drive and go into park. And you would hear this cracking noise, when it does that, crazy problem. So it's probably only about a matter of time when this transmission will get destroyed. And the issue seems to be, from my research so far, that someone replaced the shifter here, or the electronic shifter that's next to the transmission down in the side under the car, but it doesn't seem to be, because the problem got a little bit better, but it's not fixed. Also, another crazy thing was the battery was kind of low. And we tested with another battery with more solid voltage. The problem was not as bad, but it still did it. If you are trying to figure this problem out, try to check your main battery there, and you can possibly check your accessory battery. It should be right here under this dash. The accessory battery is responsible for a lot of things, and when they go down, you're supposed to have codes, at least on the accessory battery, or auxiliary battery is what Mercedes calls it. It's also accessory because it's responsible for these accessories in the car. And if those two, you have no problems with them, I believe there's also some kind of a maybe technical service bulletin that there's a bad connection, I guess, on some of these models. And that's I think this is a 10 or 11 E350 Mercedes, and they have a TSB where you have to go to the dealer and they replace this battery for free, I believe, the auxiliary one, because of some kind of an issue with the one of the terminals getting loose. Anyway, what I'm trying to do in this car right now is, I've done this multiple times on other vehicles. It seems from my research that the problem actually could be, or should be, whichever, the EIS, or electronic ignition switch. Yes, it's kind of crazy, it's kind of weird, it's out of order, of course, but sometimes those crazy problems do happen. This car has about 190,000 miles, and I have seen with this type of switch, this switch goes out of use, I believe, around 2016 or 17. One of those years is Mercedes is when they stopped using it. There's a version of this when these vehicles have this, and they also have the button on the top. So it's like a huge start-stop button. That button comes out of this. Well, when you have that button, actually this problem doesn't happen, because you're not using your key as much, and you're not destroying the electrical components inside. The main issue is, I believe, when people use these, they put too much stuff hanging. Look at this. We have a spark plug here. You shouldn't be using these kind of metal stupid things to hang on around your keys, because when the key is in, it hangs down, and it kind of pushes things around, and it moves the solders out of place. It breaks them, so they break. Also, when you start these Benzes, you're supposed to only turn to the right, and then you turn one more time, and when it starts like this, so we go to position 1. Position 2 is when you got the everything, all the lights come on, and then in order to start the car, you turn down, and then you release it, because the starting is electronical. It's not because of you turning this key, like, back in the day with the mechanical keys. I believe people don't do that. They do it by pressing this too many times or too hard, and they end up destroying the EIS. And then come, Pandora's box, or you open the can of worms, and from there on, and you know, who knows what happens. But EIS in this case is what I'm seeing as a problem. I'm gonna try to get to it and open it and try to check the electrical components inside. If I don't see any broken solders or anything, then this car will go to the dealership, because EISs are purchased from the dealer and they're programmed to the car by the dealer. I have rarely seen shops that have the proper tools to do that. Most of the time this is done at the dealer, but I'm just gonna give it a check just in case. And here we go. What we're gonna need in order to get to this thing, we're gonna try to get to it from here, from this space right here. I'm gonna put my hand in here. So I need to get this trim out here, and I'm gonna need to get to this part here. So this trim is part of this whole piece, actually. So this is connected to that whole piece, and we need to get it out, and then I need to reach this trim right here. So I need to see how this comes out. I believe it just needs to be disconnected, but the top part is under this piece. So the cluster, so this first, I'm going to take this first out, and then the left side here of this vent trim in order to get to this. And this trim piece, so if you want to take this out, this trim piece, it's very easy. Let's say you have problems with these or whatever, you want to replace something, or you want to get to your radio. This piece actually comes in a kind of very interesting way. So here we have these two pins. There's a metal pin right here, and you have to grab it with this 90-degree hook tool, and you need to grab the handle and push down. Now it's kind of coming out hard, but as you can see, it came out. This is one pin, there's a metal, and there's another one here, and we need to get this out also. And here we go. So this piece should come out, should be disconnected, but I'm going to mount this. And I'm going to try to get this out. Also, there's a middle pin here. There's a slot with a kind of a sliding thing, or a pin that's like a little plastic slot in here. It's on the left side of this that you need to get your tool in. And oh, okay, I see it here. So it needs to be pulled out. But because we're right next to the vents, you got to be very careful. Okay. Okay, let me grab this here. Okay, so here you have to grab this piece, the trim piece right here, where it's separated, and you need to pull back in order to unclick it. And in here, there's this metal piece right here. Trying to show you. As you can see, this plastic here, you need to pull. You need to use your 90-degree tool and get it inside here and pull this. You see, you need to unlock this slot, or that plastic piece that's holding it, in order to in order to pull this out. Okay, and we're gonna pull this out. So this one is already out. Be careful with these vents, very careful with these vents. They're very dangerous. They will break. They have these crazy mechanisms inside, and if you break one of them, you're not going to be able to fix it. They're just way too crazy to fix afterwards. And here we go. Something is okay. Something, I guess there's another one on this side. Let me see. I cannot see. Yeah, there's another one here. Okay. And it seems like there's another one here. I need to get it in, and oh, here we go. Wow, okay. So you have the same situation here with that little thing that you have to pull and kind of pull it toward this side, and I'll show you in a second how this works. And this is gonna come out here, so we don't break the trim piece. I'm gonna go to the other side. So same way, you grab your tool right here and you put it on the side here, right here, and you get it all the way in, right between the trim and the plastic. So because you need to pull it hard to get it out, and of course you supplement with your hands, and you're gonna be able to pull it out like you pull it with this. And once it starts coming out, you're gonna have these plugs here that they have to be disconnected here. Okay, where's the light? Well, you can see it. Okay, so inside, out, 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 and this is how this piece comes out. Okay, and that's the pieces here that you needed to pull out. Oh, I was gonna show you the plastic piece. So what I was trying to show you is when you get your 90-degree tool inside here, is you get to this piece right here and you pull it here, and you need to pull it inwards. So it needs to go, like you can see with the tool, you just need to pull it like this. Right here. You see. No. This is where the tool comes in, and you pull this in to unlock it. That's how you pull it out, and it's on both sides, left and right side. So that's what you need to unlock. And you see it has it on this side too. So it needs to go like this in, and the same thing on the left side here, in. So when you use the 90-degree tool, hook tool, it's gonna get it in and unlock it out of the slots. Okay, and okay guys, on this side, in order to pull this left trim, you're gonna try to you can grab it actually with your fingers here, kind of pull out. It's kind of easier to do it this way, and of course you have to open the door, but as you can see, it already came out, and you just pull it out. I think that's the easiest and best way to do that. And okay, there's something holding here on the bottom. Oh, we have these cables. Okay, we have one cable here that you need to disconnect. Okay, And then another black plug, okay, to disconnect. Okay, so you have to disconnect these two plugs before you can pull this. Again, one is here, this plug, and one is the white plug right here. So once you pull this out of spot, out of the place, you need to be careful with this piece here. So it's kind of loose. That's very interesting. Okay, wow, here we go. It actually came out. Okay, so when you install it, you're gonna have to make sure that you install it in the proper slot there. But this pin just came out completely. And next thing, the next thing would be this trim here, and you have to slide something in here to actually kind of unlock it. So let me see how I can do this. Okay, I'm gonna use my 90-degree hook tool and just kind of get it in here. And here we go. And you just need to pull this home trim piece back. And let me see. Okay, there we go. Just pull on the bottom part, and on the bottom part here on the left side, and this piece should come out. Yep, it came out. And here we go. Nothing's actually connected, it's just the piece by itself. It's just these slots here that they lock, and you have this lock here and this lock here, and a piece came out. And of course the next piece would be that trim piece right there that I was trying to get to around the steering wheel. So this piece we need to disconnect, as you can see. Let me show you. So we're trying to disconnect this piece right here because I need to get behind this piece on this right side in order to get to the switch. So it seems like that's a slot, so I'm gonna need to pull on the bottom side to get it out. So you need to grab your fingers and your tool, kind of get it in here, and to unlock this to get it out of the slots. And the same thing on both sides. And once you do that, you can pull this piece here, and yeah, now I can touch the actual EIS from the back. You should be able to touch some cables. Yeah, I can touch the cables, and I'm gonna try to disconnect them, but I need to get this EIS loose, and to get it in that direction, then I can touch the cables and try to disconnect it. Sometimes on the older models, they used to have a hard connection there with a metal wire that was responsible to unlock the parking lever. Technically, they don't have these anymore. So they have like electrical and fiber optic. In order to release this, as you can see, you have these 4 slots right here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. So these slots are basically, there's a special tool that people use, but I've ended up using these sharp pliers with some tape. It'll work, or you can use 2 screwdrivers. You need to get your screwdriver, or your tool, whatever you're using, far enough to actually reach those 4 notches, and you start turning on them. Once you start spinning, this will unlock. It shouldn't be tight. They're kind of tight, but they're not very, very tight. It's just made so it holds the mechanism here. And here we go. This is out, the ring that holds the EIS. And now I need to reach inside and try to get to the wires so I can disconnect this. And okay. Okay guys, I'm trying to show you what you need to disconnect on the EIS before you take it off. So there is a pipe here that you can move right here. It looks like it moves down, up and down, so it's not like something's gonna break. And that's the EIS right there. So this EIS, as you can see, we see the plugs. So we have a blue one and a green one. I'm gonna get to the blue one there, and I'm going to get inside the lock and disconnect it. Remember, because we took the front ring, this thing is unmounted, but it seems like it's not completely because it's still sitting there. So we're getting one off, and let me see. Okay, the other one seems to be on the top. Okay, so possibly you can try to get your finger in there and reach the top lock. Okay, let me see how this will come out. Maybe I can reach it out when I get it off. So this is supposed to come out somehow, and why it's not coming out? Okay, what is it? I need to try to get to this thing and try to see if it's gonna come out. Okay. Okay, so I grabbed this thing because it seems that it's sitting in some slots on the bottom and the side. So I grabbed it and I'm trying to pull it to the right here, as you can see, so that I can guide it down. Okay, here we go. It just came out. My hand is in a tight place. Oof, and it's hurting. Okay, I managed to get this, and I'm trying to... Okay, here's the wire, and this is the green wire. So I'm gonna try to disconnect this green wire here, and then I need to press the lock and just push this out. Yeah, it's coming out. Okay, I disconnected it, and now it's gonna be a crazy situation of how we're gonna get this through. And because this pipe is in the way right here. I mean, it's down. I've pushed the pipe down and try to grab this to one way I can get it out. So I managed to I'm fishing it out at that tight spot, and what's happening is I got it to this position here where it's at this spot here where there's a plastic thing here kind of in the way. So you need to try to grab one of these places where you can actually fish it out, and trying to guide it out, because the plastic piece on the top is what's preventing this from coming out. And I need to try to push this plastic piece. It's just a wire, it's nothing there, but it needs to be kind of pulled up or pushed up in order to get this thing out. And come on. Okay, what we need to do is we need to remove this AC pipe here. In order to remove it, I'm gonna open this bottom panel here, and what it's got is 25 Torx, T25 Torx right here. And I'm gonna remove the panel so we can get to that pipe, so we can get access to this EIS. And that pipe seems to be part of the AC system, so this just pulls down here, and the pipe is right there actually. So that is the pipe right here, and we need to just try to get it out of the way. It seems that it goes up in here. Okay, well, it's a one-piece pipe, so here we go. I managed to kind of pull it out of the way. I'm gonna push it in. I can't see where it goes all the way back in there. That's strange. Anyway, I'm gonna try to push it as far as possible, because this thing it looks like it needs to come out. There isn't much space here though, and yeah, I need to try to get it all the way in here so that it's out of my way. Well, it won't go that far out, so again, we're gonna try to attempt to get this out again with the pipe down. Okay, you have to do a couple of things. You have to help yourself. So you disconnect that pipe, that cooling pipe, you kind of push it down. It's disconnected from inside there. There's one pipe you see in the middle, and now the pipe is disconnected, just push down. So what you're gonna have to do here is, because there's this plastic thing right here, see it's stopping, that just holds a wire. I believe it's optic cables possibly, or just wires. Be careful with that, but you're gonna have to push a little bit higher so you can get this through. And as you can see, it's very tight, but it should come out. The only thing is, in order to come out, you're gonna have to try to push it through here. As you can see, you're gonna have to push it, so it's the piece down there, right there. You're gonna have to push it with one of your fingers through here. So it's a fishing octopus job, and with your two hands, and right here you push it down, and you have to push this plastic piece up. I make my screwdriver and try to push the plastic piece up. Come on. No. Okay, I managed to get it inside again. Okay, another try. Okay. It's only that plastic piece that is pushing on the top of the EIS. That come on. Problem is that it's sticking so far up, and this plastic thing will not move that far up. So what is this? It's right here. Why isn't this thing moving? It's just resisting a lot. So I need to get a hook tool or something in order to pull it up. Okay, I'm grabbing a hook tool that I'm gonna use to pull this. Where's this? Okay, I'm gonna need to pull this up here. So I need to guide this first. Okay, and once you're ready, okay, this is resisting a lot. I need to find out what this cable is and where it's here on the side, and it's attached to this bottom part. Wow. So it's moving this whole trim piece. Okay, I'm gonna disconnect this cloth. And is it gonna come out? Probably not. As pieces. Oh man, because this is the same size as this, it will not come out. Here's the white piece right here. So here it is. Okay, now it's a little bit, okay, now it's a little bit more loose. Let me see if it'll come out. Okay, no go on one side. I'm gonna try a different side. With the bottom down. No. So how can we get this off here? in order to... Okay guys, I managed to use my two hands, right hand here through the hole, left hand down here, and I actually managed to fish this out. This is about to come out. I mean, this is a nightmare job, just to warn you. It's not easy. So this is the only way how this will come out. Again, just pay attention to how this came out. So this slot here, and then you have this here. So this is how it came out, and this is about the only way how this will go in back in. So I just literally, I'm taping as I just got it out. So this is the way it comes out. It's a nightmare job. Again, remember we have this plastic thing right here, this plastic thing pushing down, and this pipe. That pipe goes into this pipe, but we'll connect it after we connect this. Those have to be disconnected in order to push them all the way down here so you can open the space. And unfortunately, nightmare job. Sorry. Yeah, it's just trying to help you here in case you need to do this. And the next step would be I will open this to check the solders if everything is fine, and then if everything is fine, I'll pack it up back again and we will send the customer to the dealer, because it seems like is what I managed to learn from my investigation. This is actually the culprit of this car having these strange symptoms of going out of drive into park all of a sudden. Okay guys, again, thanks for watching. Please like my videos and please subscribe. Thank you. Thanks very much.